Senator Ted Cruz brutally assaulted and raped by journalists. He was held against his will and asked about AIPAC.
Well, we got the video.
How many people live in Iran, by the way? I don't know the population. At all? No, I don't know the population. You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah.
How could you not know that?
That's how it's supposed to be.
This is journalism.
That's right. That is what you should be seeing on ABC, MSNBC, CNN, Fox. That is what you're supposed to see. You're supposed to see people come with the facts and ask hard questions and make people answer them.
Yeah.
And that's also a really relevant point to watching this, because look how unprepared Ted Cruz is to handle that.
He's never been asked those hard questions.
No, because he knows that every interview he does,
softball.
Yeah, it's for propaganda purposes. What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to reality. Guys, today we have Andy and DJ
Cruz the internet.
One more time.
Give him more.
Yeah, give it more.
Way more.
Give it more.
Cruz the internet.
You got more than that, dude.
Cruz the internet.
That was gay.
Well, pause, because you're holding that microphone kind of interesting.
Wait, like this? I was getting into it, bro. I was getting my Bruce Buffer on, and you went and it up.
Anything.
I was doing my Bruce Buffer.
Yeah.
My Michael Buffer.
Mm-hmm.
Who's better, Michael? Bruce is better?
Yeah, Bruce.
I was doing my Buffer.
Yeah.
And you messed it up.
Yeah, you were.
Why you gotta mess up everything, bro? What are you making fun of my? What are you making fun of my microphone for?
No, bro. I mean, it was just the way you were holding it, man.
Oh.
You know, I look out for you. You know what I'm saying?
You don't like my new edition?
Yeah, Juneteenth.
I put that on there. Yeah,
little afro.
Yeah, put that on there in honor of you.
You see me?
It is June. It's Juneteenth.
You see me?
And I put this on there just for you, buddy.
Don't pet it like that.
Yeah.
Don't pet
Got a little pink in it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Do you feel included?
I do.
All
right.
right.
I don't.
Good.
Yeah, I feel on the inside.
Thanks for not asking off work today.
Paychecks hit early today for some reason, so that's nice.
Yeah. What? I told him to cut that off.
Yeah, man. What's going on, man?
Nothing.
Yeah, right into it.
Yeah. How was your birthday, dude? You're 30.
Dude, I woke up yesterday morning, got out the bed, my knees started cracking and shit.
Trust me, we all know here.
I've been having the bubble guts ever since.
Who's 30 in here? Me and Joe. Are you over 30? Do your knees crack when you turn 30? See?
Yeah, bro. My stomach's
You're
all
not, are you?
31.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
Your knees crack?
Nah, not really.
Really? You just crack other people's knees?
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he does.
He cracks some other stuff too. You know what I'm saying?
He does. But no, man, yeah, no, it was cool, man. It was all right. It was all right. Dirty 30, you know what I'm saying?
What'd you guys do?
Went to Twisted Tree as usual. Great spot.
Did you tell people what you and I did before that?
Oh, no.
We went to the lightsaber camp?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that.
No problem,
Thank
man.
you for that.
No,
Actually, so like, you know, 'cause, dude, I'm never really like a big birthday guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not. It is what it is.
You know what? I'm not either, dude.
Yeah, like it's, you know, well, I mean, for me, it was a little different. I had to share my birthday growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like my older brother, he's 8 years older. We have the same birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like growing up, it's like, it was whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I do got to shout out the wife because she got me a really awesome gift. I'm doing a one-on-one cooking experiment thing with Tyler, the head chef at Twisted Tree.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's going to like.
Tyler's the man.
Bro, he's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're going to do like a little one-on-one cooking thing. You know,
That's awesome.
It's going to be sick, man.
Dude, I love that restaurant, dude.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like
I've never one time, like even the places I go that I really like, occasionally, you know, you get something that's like not right.
Yeah.
I've never one time had that.
Never had a bad experience.
I've gone there 1,000 times.
Yeah. I've never had a bad experience. Yeah. Twisted Tree is the spot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I mean, it was awesome though, man. It was cool.
Yeah, dude. Cool. Tyler's the man. That's cool.
No, it's gonna be.
Well, I got myself a cooking lesson as well. Gordon Ramsay.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, just call me Tommy Topper. Me and Gordon are going to take our Ferraris. We're going to cook peanut butter and jelly. Must suck to be a peasant. You know what I'm saying?
God damn.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We're going to train. We're going through it. It was supposed to be a secret, but now that you tried to one-up me.
That's what you do for your birthday?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. We're going to Gordon Ramsay's.
Yeah, that's cool.
And we're going to make PBJs.
Yeah, I'm good for you.
I'm having him coach me.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm coaching him.
That was all right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's cool, man.
I'm going to yell at him.
That would actually be sick content.
Yeah.
Actually.
Bro, next time he comes through St. Louis, I want to get him on the show, man. He's got a restaurant here.
Yeah, he does. It's great. It's actually great.
I've
been there a few times.
Is it good?
It's really good. It's really good. But yeah, man.
So what else you guys do?
Yeah, that was it.
That's it?
That was literally it, man. Like I said, I'm laid back, bro. I'm cooling. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you eat?
So I was going to tell you this. So, because, we usually do the strips there. But I did their ribeye.
Yeah? I know. I got to stay away from it.
Bro.
I know.
Like, I'm usually a strip guy. I like the strips. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I felt adventurous. You know what I'm saying? Juneteenth, felt a little freedom, right? I'm like, I'm going to be a little freedom.
Break the chains of normalcy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got it.
And I ordered that ribeye, bro. Exactly how we order it.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, we do order the same orders.
We do. Yeah, we do. I'll have what he's having. But
right.
it was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. Those cans sound louder.
They made these special just for me so that it picks up on the microphone.
Was that not loud?
Because now that we have, our Juneteenth cover, we had to make it louder. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, we should have put the cloths on these.
I know we don't run ads. But if I did, would definitely be. God, this is good, bro.
Bro, it's good.
I can't believe
you got nice and cold too. I could see the frost.
Man. But if I did, it would definitely be for this Form Energy Screaming Freedom.
It's pretty good.
This is my number one out of the
flavors.
One? Yeah, and it used to be orange, and the Screaming was like, okay. I think this is my favorite one, dude. Yeah. It tastes like a real melted bomb pop. Like for real. You could taste all the flavors.
Melt the bomb pop, drink the juice.
Yeah.
That's what
it tastes like.
Yeah. No, that's accurate.
Yeah. And the orange is my second, and then grape.
Orange is second?
Yeah. You like grape?
Bro, everybody likes grape.
I know. I like the orange.
Grape is phenomenal. I'd say grape is one for me. And that's not like,
I like the orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's outside of my
dude,
DNA.
This tastes like a snow cone or something. I don't know what, like.
Little tiger's blood in there.
I don't know what it is, but it's right.
Yeah.
Man, I feel free.
Oh. Sick, man.
Yeah.
Well, guys, if you're still here, pay the fee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't run ads. But if we did.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not getting a paycheck.
Yeah, it's fine. We're technically not still getting, it's not sponsored, so it's fine. Yeah. It's fine.
All organic. All right. So, what's going on in the world today?
We got a lot. And I thought, to start the episode off, we do a little throwback session.
Throwback?
60 seconds of liberal insanity.
Oh, these are my favorite.
You like these?
Yeah, I do.
You like these? Okay, here we go. Let's start it off right, man. In honor of me turning 30, feeling new pains and stuff, I found this video and I'm like, Andy wouldn't understand this.
For sure.
Let's check this out.
when it started, I kind of felt good. I was like feeling a little bit. And as it went on, it started to make me sick.
Yeah. That's a group. It's a band called Pause and Effect.
No, it's not.
I swear to God.
Okay, Google the furry thing.
It's real.
I know it's real.
Yeah, it's
You
real.
want to hear a funny ass furry story, bro? Ask my brother. He's got a good one.
No.
No. We had
You gotta be able to defend himself.
No,
Here.
he didn't do nothing wrong.
Okay, all right.
This is one of the early days of First Form like trips.
Okay.
When we had to go like do the demos ourselves. Bro, it's one of the best stories ever. We'll get him on the show to talk about it.
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing wrong.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
It was just,
It was just a weird ass. What is it, Z?
What are you looking for?
I want to know what the furry thing's about.
What is it about?
Yeah. I mean, because clearly, dude, listen. Let's give it a fair shot. What's it about?
A furry is someone who enjoys anthropomorphic animal characters, meaning animals with human-like qualities, such as the ability to talk or walk on two legs.
Isn't it like a sex cult?
There's
What's
some
it
of
say?
that in there.
Doesn't say so.
Google is furry a sex cult, or put it in a chat GPT. I'm
There's
serious.
like some BDSM.
No,
stuff
bro.
in it.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
they each other with the costumes on and shit.
Oh, for sure.
They got little holes for their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No. The furry fandom is not a sex cult.
Is that what it says? That's a lie. That's a lie, bro. That's a lie.
No.
Does it really say that? Does it really say that?
Yeah.
Oh, they got ChatGPT covering for them.
Covering, yeah, chat's a furry.
Yeah.
That's what it is. What do you think the crowd looks like?
I don't know, man.
Well, we ain't got to guess because I got a picture.
Oh, man. Dude, you know it's sad. Here's what I see when I see this, dude. I see a bunch of very man.
Look at the dude in the shiesty. Go to the left.
Wait. Where's the
Go
shiesty?
left. Keep going left.
Oh man. Yeah, see that's the new guy.
Yeah.
He's not entirely comfortable yet. You know what I'm saying?
He's just happy to see to be there.
My HR don't see
Bro, they all look the same. Holy shit. Holy shit, dude. They all look the same. And if you're not watching this, I'm being dead serious.
That is correct.
They look, dude, they look like a family.
Maybe they are.
Dude, you ever seen the movie Slapshot?
Nope.
You guys ever seen that? The Hanson brothers?
They all come from the same
That's what
litter.
they look like, bro.
They come from the same litter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's what it is. That's why they all look alike. They're from the same litter. Good observation. Dude, let me tell you something, man.
Talk to me.
Like, this makes me sad. It really does. I'm all for whatever people. First of all, dude, what I see when I see this, dude, is just a bunch of people who are looking for like a community or something to do
Sense of belonging.
that never fit in anywhere else.
Nowhere.
You know? And it's like,
They didn't get invited to the birthday parties.
I don't know what
Kick
happened.
last for
bro.
kickball.
I feel bad for people like that are not well adjusted. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if they're having fun, they're having fun. Whatever, dude.
Seems like
As
a
long as
good
they're not
time.
hurting nobody, that's cool with me. But
The
like,
vocals sounded good.
no, but nothing good at all. But
Bro, they look like the gay version of Bebop and Rocksteady from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
yeah, they do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Well, I mean, that guy on the right, he's from the YMCA with the Village People.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a decent stat. I don't think that's not a real stash.
I don't know. Anyway. Yep.
Am I miserable?
Dude, you know what? Like, there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than PC humor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when politically correct people try to tell jokes.
That'd be funny, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
this super generic, sterile, like stupid ass shit.
Yeah, for sure.
It's most people. Then you tell them a real joke, and they're like,
Oh my God.
but yet they'll go home and watch, you know, Richard Pryor,
Yeah,
or,
right.
Chappelle, or Shane Gillis, and be like, "Oh, this is great, bro." You all a bunch of liars in public. That shit's funny.
Dude, they, you know, I know this though. They spend like bread on these costumes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like $10,000 a costume.
No,
Not, oh yeah. Search it.
No.
What's the average cost of like a high quality furry costume?
Bro, we got some mascot costumes. They weren't like that much money.
Bro,
Not 10.
Well, ranges a lot.
it's
Yeah.
a big range. There's good, better,
Big
best.
range.
They were custom made.
Yeah.
I think they were like,
Wait, you have one of these?
I got 2.
No.
Yeah. I got a bison and an eagle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You want to see the best eagle picture of all time?
Yeah.
All right. You're going to have to put a little star or something over
Oh
it.
man.
Yeah. I told you. That's what happens when you wear to eat. Maybe that's why people do it. Maybe that's the whole
Jesus.
furry mystery right there.
He was stuck in that costume, wasn't he?
Huh? I'm
He
just
stayed
saying.
there for like 3 minutes.
I think that's Nate.
Is it?
Yeah. I think that's tall Nate. Yeah. Yeah. Look at him, bro. He's in a daze. Maybe this is why the furry thing works.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, these people are not. That's not happening to them.
No, but go back. That's a pretty legendary photo.
That is.
That's our first form eagle
That's
getting shown a little titty love on
little
Mardi Gras.
Yeah, little Mardi
You know?
Gras party. That's amazing.
For those of you that are listening, you should definitely come observe.
This is the time.
This is a pretty legendary shot. This is what happens when you wear first form, bro. We got all kinds of t-shirts and stuff, bro. When you drink Form Energy, it's way more.
Things happen.
Man, I'm just saying.
Things happen. I like it.
Results are not typical.
Results may vary.
Yeah.
Not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that was 60 seconds of liberal insanity.
Yeah.
With that being said, we got a lot to cover today. So if you want to check any of these things that we cover, check these headlines, these articles, pictures, links, videos, go to andyfrisella.com. You guys can find them all linked there. With that being said, let's get into our first headline. This is a spicy one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Our headline number one reads, Senator Ted Cruz brutally assaulted and raped by journalist.
Ooh. Damn. Damn.
Yeah. He was held against his will and asked about AIPAC.
Well, we got the video. Shoot. Dude,
This is not a real headline.
I know.
But this, I mean, fuck, man.
Might as well have been.
Bro,
Yeah.
good Lord.
You got videos?
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
watch.
I got them all.
Let's watch.
I got them all. So Ted Cruz, who's a senator out of Florida, he was interviewed by Tucker Carlson. And it was like a 2-hour interview. Okay. Now they've had some beef in the past. Ted Cruz came on Fox News when Tucker was still with Fox, and they've had some beef before. This was 2 hours of just being brutally assaulted. Like, I mean, pretty bad. Got a lot of clips, but it started off with Tucker. Well, I guess one of these clips. It starts off with Tucker questioning about the situation in Iran, which we got a little bit of that in headline too, but let's just watch this first clip.
How many people live in Iran, by the way? I don't know the population. At all? No, I don't know the population. You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's,
Well, because-
it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why
Well,
is
because
that
if you
relevant?
don't know anything about the country,
I didn't say I don't know anything about
okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and
What percent?
predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
it's not
okay.
even, you don't know anything about Iran. So
Okay,
actually, the
I am not
country-
the Tucker Carlson
No, but
expert on Iran.
You're a
who
senator
says,
who's calling
okay,
for the
you're the one who
overthrow of the
claims-
government.
You're the
and
one
you
who
don't know anything
claims.
about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump.
No,
You're the
I'm
one
not saying that.
who can't figure out
I'm
if it was
saying
a good
you
idea
don't
to kill
believe-
General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really
we are
believe that,
carrying out military strikes today.
you said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
We're not
at all.
bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting
This is
Israel.
high stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war
we're-
with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah, man.
Woo! Now, I want to break this down because I thought this clip was important because we covered this on the last CTI, I believe. But, like, to the point, like,
Ted Cruz forgets that Tucker don't work for Fox no more.
that's real. There's
Yeah.
no censor there. But I think that's like, even just that though, like, you're calling for strikes on a country. You should know certain things because, again, we talk about, like, there's people there. There's innocent civilians that are there.
I think that's the biggest point being made. I think the biggest point made of that exchange is that these people are willing to attack civilians or whoever without knowing anything about anything just because somebody's telling them to say that.
Mm-hmm.
They're not telling themselves to say that. And if you think they are, I think most of the people that listen to our show are probably, morally grounded in some sort of like decency. Even if I hated someone, like even if I hated a certain country, like for real, hated them,
mm-hmm.
I would still have a lot of reflection and research done to figure out, okay, what is this really about?
Yeah.
Are the people about this? Is this just leadership? How many people are there? Where do they live? What do they do? What's it really like? And it does go back to what we were talking about in the last show where, for the last 30 years, since the early 90s and probably beyond, that's just from what I can remember, we've been propagated heavily to believe that people in the Middle East are like these desert terrorist camel people that like are total savages.
Right.
And that's just not true. Some of the wealthiest areas in the world and the most developed areas in the world and the most civilized areas of the world with the lowest crime are in the Middle East. Okay? Those are facts.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I see this is the dissolving of a narrative that has been in play for most of my life, at least. And I think it exposes how little these people care about other people dying, whether they're any nationality or any religion, or they don't care. They don't care.
Regard for human life.
There's zero regard for human life.
Yeah.
And I think most people don't feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think most people feel that way. I think people who are low IQ might feel that way, and they're easily manipulated into feeling that way. But I think most people with common sense or critical thinking, they understand, like, you can't blame an entire country for the actions of a few people. Just like you can't blame the entire country of Israel and all Jews for what Netanyahu's doing.
Right.
Okay? Like, you can't blame all Americans for what George Bush did or what Obama did or what, Trump did or what Biden has done. Like, you can't do that. That's not real. Mm-hmm. You can't blame all black people because some black people have committed some crimes. Can't blame all white people because, some white people didn't season their chicken.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, some of us do. You know what I'm saying?
Most.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Right. But it's the truth, man. Like, the generalization, it's just, it's frustrating.
Yeah. I'm glad this piece got exposed.
Yeah.
Right. But like it kept going. Tucker then moved into talking about, the failures, I guess, of Ted Cruz while in office and all of the other decisions that he's made on. Like, let's check this clip out.
And I see an unending string of foreign policy disasters that have impoverished and hurt our country.
Unending string.
Unending string. They would include Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Syria, and our inability to stop the Houthis, by the way, in Yemen, which exposes us as weak, and I grieve over that. So these are failures. You helped preside over some of them as a member of the Senate.
What failures, foreign policy failures, have I presided over?
Well, we were unable to beat Russia in the war that you supported against Russia. You've been spending the last 3 years telling us that Vladimir Putin is evil and we're going to beat him with other people's children, and 1 million of those kids are now dead. You've never apologized for that. That was a full failure.
By the way, look, the number of falsehoods you lay out just in one statement are rather
You haven't
stunning.
supported the war against Russia?
Are rather stunning. So the war against Russia was caused, which I have explained at great detail, by Joe Biden's weakness.
But you
It was-
supported the war.
If you want to talk, we can talk Russia and Ukraine. I'm happy to talk about it.
Do you think that's been a success?
No, it's been an absolute disaster.
Okay, but you supported it. Shouldn't you apologize?
No, you should apologize. I'm not
what?
going to engage in the demanding of apologies. So
I'm like, that's my point. Is all these failures and no one ever says I'm sorry.
Matter, or do you just throw out if you want to talk, we can talk.
Okay, I do. I want to know why that seems like a true disaster for the United States.
I love how he says, do facts not matter? No, that's what we're talking about.
That's what we're
here.
trying to get to.
You're being confronted with actual facts. You don't like it.
This was a complete.
I mean, look, Tucker brought the receipts, bro. I mean, that
very
listen,
well prepared.
that's how it's supposed to be.
This is journalism.
That's right. That is what you should be seeing on ABC, MSNBC, CNN, Fox. That is what you're supposed to see. You're supposed to see people come with the facts and ask hard questions and make people answer them.
Yeah.
And that's also a really relevant point to watching this, because look how unprepared Ted Cruz is to handle that.
He's never been asked those hard questions.
No, because he knows that every interview he does,
Softball.
yeah, it's for propaganda purposes.
This is what we're going to ask you. Here's your talking points.
Even if they don't go through it initially, there's an unspoken line and an unspoken understanding that when you give an interview, it's going to be civilized in a way that doesn't make you look bad, right?
Yeah.
And that's not how journal.
Yeah, we'll cut and edit this if it gets too crazy.
Yeah,
we got you.
Right.
Yeah.
And when it comes to our leadership, when it comes to elected officials, they work for us and they should be scrutinized and they should have to answer hard questions. And there's a lot of people out there that are like trashing Tucker Carlson for what he did. How can you trash him for what he did when he's asked, like, just because you don't like the answers,
Yeah, right.
doesn't mean that he's wrong in what he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Dude, there's people that are saying Ted Cruz won.
I know.
What the are y'all talking about, bro?
Well, I think that's part of the problem, dude, is that people are latching on to clear, like, for example, anybody who watched this understands Ted Cruz was very unprepared. Tucker Carlson had every single fact memorized. I mean, that's a mismatch. And anybody who watched it can see that. And when we have people who are willing to attach themselves to the losing argument just because it's the argument that they want to win, now we're dealing with something that is outside the realm of being reasonable at all. Yeah. You can't negotiate with someone like that. You can't convince someone like that. There's no talking them away from their point with logic or reason, which is actually what makes the situation going on in the world so dangerous. I saw a video this morning from Bobby, Take Naps, Bobby.
Yeah.
And he was showing this mob of the No Kings riot, right? And they're interviewing this woman, and she's like, how does it feel to know that all of these people hate you? Like talking to people who, I guess like us. I don't know what the fuck they're talking to Republicans or whatever, right? And he's like, well, we don't hate you, blah, blah. Look, dude, you're not, that's listen, we're at a point now, and I hate this because I am 100% for everybody coming together, but we are at a point where it would be a critical mistake to think that just because you don't have that kind of hate in your heart, that they are somehow overstating their position of hate. Those people, I believe, if given power, and history shows this, will kill the people they're saying they hate. That is what they will do. Yeah. And I think it's very important that people understand that just because you wouldn't kill them doesn't mean that they wouldn't kill you.
At the opportunity.
Yes. Yeah. And that's a very dangerous position because, it's the equivalent of going up to a grizzly bear and being like, oh, I think he's so fluffy and cute. Right. And, I'm not here to hurt him. He doesn't give a fuck if you're there to hurt him or not. He's going to hurt you. And that's a relative and real point with the way that the left has become.
Yeah.
They have become extremely violent. They have become extremely empowered by the lack of enforcement of laws.
Consequences.
Yeah, there's no consequences. So and dude, there is some funny things going on right now. Like I am enjoying, these people who are, talking shit to cops and
getting their ass
beat. Like that's what it should have been.
Yeah.
Or like throwing shit at them. And that's all we ever wanted, bro. We want the laws to be enforced.
That's it.
I had someone DM me talking about, on your show, you were talking about how, Mexicans shouldn't be deported, but that's exactly what's happening. And I'm like, well, are they here illegally? Are they here illegally? Well, yeah, but all right, that's it. I don't care anymore. Like, follow the rules. That's all I care. I mean, dude, there's nothing racist about that. There's nothing wrong about that. It's not bigoted. I have to follow the rules. So everybody else should too. Okay? And like, dude, I'm so tired of the nuance and what about this guy? Or what about, dude, is he here legally or illegally? That's the only thing we could care about when we're talking about enforcing rules. Well, yeah, but he's been here for 20 years. Okay, I get it. But in 20 years, he couldn't have figured out how to become a citizen?
Right.
Okay, like, look, dude, at some point, we have to just do what the law says needs to happen so that we can have a civilization that is functional. And these stories and these exceptions and these, well, what about this or what about that? It's almost like in line with the victim culture that we've had for the last 10 years, Somebody's, overweight or whatever, right? And they're like, it used to be, it still is. I just don't hear it anymore. Yeah, well, I've got to work and I've got to this and I have a slow metabolism and I have this while they're sitting there eating, ice cream and pizza and French fries with no control. But you don't understand. No, you don't understand. You're fat as because you're overeating the amount of food that you're supposed to eat. That's it. Yep. And you're choosing not to change it. You're not moving. You're not doing anything to change it. You're making up a story and you accept everybody else. You expect everybody else to just go along and believe it. And that's what we have in society with everything. It's like, oh yeah, but there's this one thing or there's this one exception or there's this or there's that. If I don't give a
yeah.
I don't care.
And People's Magazine told me I'm beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, they lied.
Well, I wanted to say this too on that point, about the unity thing. Unity doesn't mean all. And I think that's the piece that people have to, we're not supposed, it's not going to be all 313, 14 million of us all together on the same, some people will be left behind.
DJ, there's never been a country in the history of humanity that hasn't had people, a percentage of the people that live in that country disapprove of the government that runs that country.
The squeaky wheels.
Correct. Yeah. That's the purpose of having elections. That's the purpose of, if they're genuine, that's the purpose of elections. But yeah, you can't please everybody, bro. I'm not going to get every single person ever to shop with my companies. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get every single person to be a fan of the show or like me or whatever. I'm not even trying to do that. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, the common sense center and the right have this, I don't know what it is, this belief.
Fallacy.
It's weird. It's like a delusion. Yeah. It's like if you listen to them, they'll say this shit. Well, they won't let us say that. What are you talking about? Yeah. There's 90% of you and there's 10% of them. What do you mean?
Who's not letting you say that?
By saying they don't let you say that, you're automatically giving them the power when they are the minority.
Just say it.
Them.
Just say it.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Just say it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it. Man.
It's ridiculous. Oh, they won't let us. No, you won't let you. Mm-hmm. You are imposing their control on you. It's not them imposing control on you. It's you. That's what this culture and cancel culture and all of these things are designed to do. Political correctness, cancel culture, all of these things are designed to scare you into controlling your own speech and not speaking out.
Police yourself.
Yeah. Yep. And so dude, it's very frustrating when you hear these people in the center and the right, they want everything to change and they hate what's going on and they're sick and tired of this and that, but they won't ever say it publicly. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. That's the problem.
That's real. Let's watch a little bit more of this unaliving on tape. So this next one, they started getting into more of an Israel conversation, and let's check this out.
Growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of, it says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my. You pull out the phone and use the.
It's in Genesis, but so you're quoting a Bible phrase. You don't have context for it. And you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology. I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker.
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two,
hold on.
I'm not holding on.
Hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But what, hold on, define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
And so is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
They're the
God's
descendants of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
And by the way, it's not run by Benjamin Netanyahu as a dictator. It's a democratic country that elected.
He's the prime minister.
Right.
What?
But just like, America is the country run by Donald Trump. No, actually, the American people elected Donald Trump. The same principle
This is silly. I'm talking about the political entity of modern Israel.
Yes, and that is
You believe
Israel.
That's what God was talking about in Genesis.
I do, but
that country's existed since when?
For thousands of years. Now, there was a time when it didn't exist, and then it was recreated just over 70 years ago.
I'm saying, I think most people understand that line in Genesis to refer to the Jewish people, God's chosen people.
That's not what it says.
Okay, Israel, but you don't even know where in the Bible it is.
Then it got really hot because then Tucker brought up AIPAC.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's watch it.
Bro, it's beautiful. Let's check it out.
So I've never taken money from the Israel lobby. Have you?
Taken money from the Israel...
From AIPAC.
So AIPAC raises a lot of money for me, but it's actually a misnomer because the people who raise money are individuals. Right. So it's not the PAC itself, but they're individual members who believe in the American-Israeli friendship and relationship.
Is AIPAC a foreign lobby?
No, it's an American lobby. It's the AIPAC stands for the America-Israeli Political Action Committee.
What does it lobby for?
So, to be honest, not a whole lot effectively. Listen, I came into Congress 13 years ago with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate.
Great.
And I've worked every day to do that. AIPAC, a lot of times, AIPAC I wish were much more effective. Like, there are folks online who are in the fever swamp of terrified of AIPAC, and AIPAC...
I'm not terrified of AIPAC at all. You're the one who seems a little uncomfortable when I'm asking
No,
this.
not uncomfortable at all.
I'm just asking what AIPAC does. My understanding, having known a lot of people who work at AIPAC, is that it lobbies on behalf of the Israeli government.
Wrong.
Oh, okay.
It's
when was the last time AIPAC took a position that deviated from Prime Minister Netanyahu?
All the time.
Name one.
Okay. Let me go back and give a little history. If you want to do a deep dive on AIPAC,
I don't. I want to do a shallow dive that gets...
No.
I want to get to the core question. AIPAC is lobbying for a foreign government. And it's not.
No.
It's lobbying for the United States.
It is lobbying for a strong U.S.-Israeli relationship.
Okay. So it has nothing to do with the foreign government.
It wants America and Israel to be closely allied.
Okay. But it's lobbying on behalf of the interests of another country.
So that's not true at all. And if
it's not true.
No.
How much contact do you think AIPAC leaders have with the government of Israel?
No idea. I imagine some. I think the government of Israel is often frustrated with AIPAC because AIPAC's not nearly strong enough.
Do you think there's any coordination between the government of Israel and AIPAC?
Do they talk? Sure. If you're lobbying for more U.S.-Mexico trade, would you talk to people in the U.S. and Mexico and the government? Sure.
So I'm not mad about that. There are a million countries that lobby Washington. I like a lot of those countries, including Israel.
But AIPAC are Americans. They're not Israelis.
Hold on. There are tons of Americans who lobby on behalf of foreign governments. I know them. I'm related to some of them. I know how it works. I'm from here. So my question is not, is it outrageous that foreign governments lobby the United States? They all do. Okay. Including Israel. My only question is, why don't we admit that is what's happening? You're denying it, but it's true.
Yeah, and why
aren't they registered as a foreign lobby?
Because they're not.
Sounds reasonable.
Well, I'll put this in here because I got a message right when we were putting this up. We had to moment of silence for Ted Cruz.
Yes.
But this moment of silence is brought to you by AIPAC.
Imagine Ted Cruz having to walk off that interview and talk to his AIPAC rep.
So how did it go?
Yeah.
Good? How'd it go?
No, dude.
Oh,
like he walked off and he's like, hey, I thought you guys had Tucker too. You know? Dude. Like, look, man. Yeah, that was a very poor interview for the agenda that these people try to push. And is there more?
Well, I want to put that because I literally just went to AIPAC.org, like their website. This is the Operation Rising Lion, Israel's war to protect the world from nuclear Iran. Like, how is this not? This is lobbying for a foreign government. Why are they not mandated to register as a foreign lobby for a foreign government? Like, why are they allowed to scapegoat them?
Well, I mean, okay, let's say Ted Cruz is telling the truth. They are lobbying, which he's not, but let's just say he is. They're lobbying for a strong relationship between Israel and the United States. Well, taking people on their website and labeling them on their Instagram or whatever, anti-Semite of the week and all of these things because Americans don't believe that we should be putting other countries' interests and spending tax dollars and military dollars and, money and resources and the lives of Americans on the line for a country that really hasn't done shit for us ever, okay, except get us into wars.
Yeah, they never supported us in any war.
They never sent a single troop to support us in a war.
Not one.
And by the way, they don't live by the policies that they expect us to live by, such as, pushing for mass migration in the United States. They don't allow mass migration into Israel. You see what I'm saying? But I just don't think, if Ted Cruz, if you're telling the truth, which we all know you're not, and you're not, I think we're in a situation where, if that's what they're doing a very poor job at it. I mean, calling every American that questions anything about anything an anti-Semite, trying to ruin their lives, trying to take away their bank account, ruin their business. Do you, I mean, it doesn't take a very sophisticated thinker to understand that that's what they do to them, the Ted Cruzes of the world as well.
Yeah, right.
So, this is what we get the fear from. These people don't want to admit, Ted Cruz doesn't want to admit anything that he was just being asked because he wants his money to still come and he wants to be in the club.
Just can't get elected without
That's
it.
correct. How's Ted Cruz going to get the money to be elected without that? He's not going to.
No.
And,
And we're not talking like a couple of thousands of dollars, bro. We're talking about millions of dollars they pump into these campaigns.
And if you don't do it, they'll take all the money that they were spending on you and put it against you.
Yeah, against your opponent.
Yeah, dude.
Run your ads.
That's what they do. And so, and then they'll use every resource they can to ruin your shit. Debank you, deplatform you, ruin your name, among a bunch of other things. And that's never going to get the bulk of the American population to get in line with Israel. Like people don't like being bullied into things.
Well, if you want a real example too, that happened actually here in St. Louis. You guys remember Cori Bush? She was one of our representatives.
I don't like Cori Bush.
Huh?
I don't like Cori Bush.
I don't like her either.
But I'll tell you what, she got f***ed by them.
She got fucked by them because they donated to her initial campaign, right? Like, I mean, I want to say it was like to the tune of like $500,000.
Yeah.
And got her elected. She stepped out of line, went with the pro-Palestinian movement. Guess what? She's out of office. She was replaced by Wesley Bell, one of our former prosecutors for St. Louis County. They donated $3 million to his campaign.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the proof's in the pudding.
I know,
man.
bro. And dude, you know, the things that they're willing to do, you know, people see it now. You know, the internet's a real thing, dude. Information comes in real time. Not everything's misinformation. Not everything's a lie. And when we start to stack all of these things, and then you start to look at the way that they behave, meaning Israel's government behaves and Israel's lobby behaves, they do it through intimidation and force and blackmail. They don't do it by, hey, we've got a great plan for the alignment of Israel and the United States. Here's what we're going to do. This is why it's going to benefit us. This is what it is. This is why it's a good idea. People can respond to that, but I can tell you what they're not going to respond to is the way that they do it now.
Right.
And people, there is no, I have not heard an explanation personally that makes sense as to why we are considered Israel is our greatest ally. I don't.
There's no evidence for it.
There's not that I've seen. No. And people will say, oh, well, you know, they have all this intelligence. Yeah, they do. They use it against us to blackmail all our people so that they get what they want.
Again, prime example, Cori Bush, like the shit that happened with her husband. And stuff.
Yeah, that we covered.
Yeah. You don't think they knew that? I don't think. Who do you think allowed that shit to get released? She was stepping out of line. Okay, cool. Yeah. Here you go.
Well, look, dude. I think people are getting to a point where they don't care and they realize that that's the way these people operate. Yeah. And dude, it's like an abusive partner, right? Or even just, it could be a boss or whoever, right? I'm going to do this. You better stay in line. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this until the person says, I don't give a
do it.
Do whatever the you want. And then all of a sudden, dude, their power's gone. And that's what's happening right now with AIPAC and Israel. People are starting to be like, fuck it, I don't give a shit, right? The problem that I see that I don't like, that I've expressed over and over again, is that because of the actions of AIPAC and Israel, we now have a situation where we've got real anti-Semitism going on because a lot of people can't think outside the generalization. And so, like, if these interests, Israel and AIPAC, actually cared about the Jewish people, they would operate differently. You know what I mean? Like, they come on there and they say, look at the anti-Semitism that's happening. Yeah, that's happening because of what you're doing and how you're doing it. You know, people don't like being bullied and they don't like being lied to and they don't like being manipulated. And contrary to what everybody thinks, people aren't stupid, you know? So it sucks because I don't know what's going to happen, man. And, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, another point that is worth mentioning is that, like, you know, almost every other, I don't know if people understand this. Almost every other country in the world is on the side of Iran. Mm-hmm. All right.
All the big dogs are.
Yeah.
All the big
dogs. There's a reason why. Okay. And then you got
are.
Randy Fine saying, you know, today, I think I sent you the clip. Mm-hmm. He says, Jewish people have been kicked out of every place they've ever lived.
For the last 2,000 years.
For the last
Yeah.
So, but why? But no, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
So people just hate Jewish people that much? I don't think that's true.
No.
I've never had a reason to hate any people that I know are Jewish.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because the leadership believes that they're more important than every other race on the planet.
In every country that they've been in.
Yeah, and people get sick of it. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Same.
I don't know. I think we are at a pivotal moment in human history right now. And I think it's going to depend on what Donald Trump decides to do.
Yeah. We'll see, man. Guys, let us know down in the comments what you guys think on this topic. With that being said, let's go check out some of these comments. Yeah, for Cruz, the comments. Our boy Paul Run's back.
Oh, he's back?
Yeah, he's back. He never really left.
Paul?
Paul.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul Run, the corn sucker. Paul Run 111 says, I am using my astral projection skills. Not a joke. I think I have some kind of abilities in that regard.
We all do.
To stay in Andy's mind. Also, I have a picture of a UFO and video that are very compelling. I was actually involved in the FBI investigation into UAP. I want you to see it. Love, cornsucker.
I was wondering why I keep thinking about Paul. Stop it. Stop that shit, Paul.
No.
Yeah. I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on to block Paul out.
Check that out, man. Yeah, Paul.
Is he serious about the video?
I don't know.
When do you guys reach out to him? See
we'll
if
have to
another
verify. That'll be interesting to see if that's real, Paul. Don't be bullshit,
bro. I got some real ghost videos. We could trade.
Yeah, we can switch.
We could you know what we should do? We should see Paul's video if it's legit. Hey, if any of you guys have any crazy videos, send them in.
Send them in. Yeah.
Ghost videos. Where do we send them, Zishan?
Ask Andy at Andy Frisella.
Ghost videos, UFO videos, and if we choose to go over it on the show, we'll talk about you.
Mm-hmm. I'm down.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Hey, Paul, knock that shit off. I thought we were cool, bro. Because I have been thinking about him a lot.
That's creepy, man.
Yeah.
That's creepy. Let's go to another. We got Digital Pocket Change 736 says, I too am a white man that has children with a Mexican woman. I love my little lima beans.
Oh, man.
Yep. Yep. All right.
I got nothing to say. I got a lot to say, but I ain't gonna say it.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. Now we got this last comment's interesting. So I guess somebody's child found out that their parents like the show.
Okay.
All right. And this is their reaction. GV4436 says, this is who my parents worshiped. They just can't help falling for right-wing grifters, Jesus.
Yep.
They f***ed up with you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how everybody still calls me a right winger.
Yeah. Yeah. We're grifters now.
I'm not a right winger.
I'm not a grifter.
Yeah.
I don't even, I actually, I'm going to be real moment, vulnerability here. I don't really know what it means.
I'm above all of the left and right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm anti-tyrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Illuminati.
That's a victim of astral projections.
These are my secret handshake signals I know from the the Freemasons.
I feel like I saw something. Somebody said like your water bottles, they always like align with like a perfect triangle.
Yeah, that's I have to do it, otherwise they kill me.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
bro, we're gonna have to block that. I just seen you throw up like 7 gang signs.
You're gonna have the Crips on our ass, bro.
I don't give a. I don't care.
Andy gang banging. Guys, it's cool.
Yeah, this is who my parents worship. Yeah, maybe they should have taught you more from the show. Maybe you should listen.
Maybe, I mean, yeah, they should have gave your ass up for adoption.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too much. That's bad.
He'll come around.
Yeah, maybe they should have just flushed you down the toilet.
You should have been swallowed.
You should have been a titty baby.
Yeah, but they're good people. They don't believe in, never mind. Anyways, guys, we appreciate you.
That person probably thinks they should have aborted themselves.
I wish I was aborted.
I love how people.
Me too, GV.
I think it's funny how people think that like they're always like right wing grifter.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this far right. You don't even know.
I have no idea.
You don't even know what my thinking is, and it ain't either of those. I promise you that.
But guys, we do appreciate you for being real ass fans. Let's keep the cruise.
I'm that kind they warned you about.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's keep the cruise cruising, man. We got headline number 2. We do have a little update on the Iran-Israel situation. Iran. Let me pronounce it correctly. Sorry. Iran and Israel. At the time of the recording, or just shortly before, allegedly, Trump was sent down to the Situation Room to consider using 30,000-pound bombs on Iran. These bunker busters that they've been talking about. Dude, I've been like, you want to talk about grifters? These are what the grifters are doing. They're like, they're trying to perpetuate this shit so much online. like, oh, the doomsday plan just landed at, Joint Base Andrews. Like, it has to be close to them at all times. It's not like new. It goes there 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it works. But just trying to push this crazy shit. So, I mean, this is allegedly, I don't know. But Iran did just order some evacuations of Israel's nuclear sites. So this is a new developing thing that just came out. Many media outlets are reporting that Iran has called for an Israeli nuclear site to be evacuated immediately, according to Israeli outlet Yet News and Middle East Eye. Iran's Revolutionary Guards published an evacuation notice for the Dimona reactor in the Negev desert. The notices are said to be similar to the ones published by the IDF for residents of Gaza, Lebanon, and Tehran during the war. So that just came out. Now, with all of that, though, there is something interesting coming out. Because, again, they're trying to do some justifications here to get the U.S. involved. I think that's the ultimate end goal, right? Get the U.S. involved somehow, some way, whether with bodies, with bombs, with money, whatever. They want the U.S. to be brought into this conflict. And so now we're starting to see some very interesting headlines like this one that just came out from Fox News. America could be hit with high-impact cyber attack targeting energy drink, former White House tech chief says. So now we're seeing this stuff come out. And this is an expert that says Iran could hit America with a high-impact cyber attack as its confrontation with Israel escalates each day.
Iran, huh?
Mm-hmm, yeah, right. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail Baghi threatened the United States during
which is it? Do they ride around on camels in the desert and they're savages that cut people's heads off?
Yeah,
or
right.
are they technological geniuses?
Yeah, right.
Which one is it, guys?
Right. Are they 3 days away from making nuclear bombs?
Are they cooking camel kebabs? Like, get your story straight.
Pick one.
Yes.
Pick one.
I'm not the only one in the world that can clearly see these two narratives, right, that don't make sense.
It's a round circle. It's a round square.
Man, these people are primitive savages. Man, they're going to remote turn off the power from their cell phone in the whole United States. Like,
yeah,
dude.
Make it make sense.
Bro, nobody believes this shit anymore. Nobody believes this shit anymore. Everybody's caught on to the understanding that in order to get the American people in line with military conflicts, they create situations called false flags that cause us to believe that that action is justified. This is how they run the play, and they have run this play effectively for 50 years. Okay? So we all understand how it works, and this isn't going to work. This is not going to work. These stories, that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think the effects will work if people remain smart about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they do shut down some power grids around the country, you know what I'm saying, and try to say it's Iran, we just have to be smarter.
We're powerless in this situation unless Donald Trump and people who say they're for America actually step the up and have some balls and stop this shit from going on. Real talk. And they have to say, the lobbies, the money I'm getting, all this shit. This is what we're doing. And dude, what that should be is to say, good luck.
Mm-hmm. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
It wouldn't take much to get Israel in check. Real talk.
No.
It would take about 60 days of the United States saying, fix your own shit. And then the course of nature would run itself. And it would humble that country. It would humble their leadership. And we wouldn't have these problems consistently happening over and over and over again. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, this
And it also puts Trump in a moral... He's stuck in a moral conundrum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because here's the situation. He either doesn't do anything, and the country of Israel gets massively attacked, not just from Iran, but from all the other countries they pissed off over the last 30 years. All right. Once they realized that America said no, it's free game on Israel, which is a problem because a lot of innocent people will be killed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless Israel decides to be like, okay, all right, let's talk.
Yeah.
We'll figure this out.
Okay. But here's the other thing.
Yeah.
The other moral conundrum is, if he goes in and does this, it could crumble the United States credibility forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Not only that, then we got China, we got Russia, all the big dogs that are in support of Iran.
And it becomes a huge deal.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
right.
So, I mean, like, it's multiple
Listen,
things.
man.
I look at it like this. Like, here's the thing, though.
Trump has an opportunity to correct this right now.
And guess what? He doesn't need no more.
And all he has to do is nothing.
He doesn't have to worry about getting elected again. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's already in, bro.
All he has to do is nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see, man. We will see. Like I said, I wanted to bring that little update in. Stay frosty out there, of course. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah,
he should say, I'm sorry. We have our own problems right now that we need to fix.
Mm-hmm.
We have to take care of the American people. And that's our stance.
Yeah.
That should be the stance.
I want to point this out too, because I mean, here's a real reality of the situation. Again, we're still dealing with 18 to 20 million people in this country that aren't supposed to be here, right?
I know.
Many of which come from these Middle Eastern countries.
Right.
Right? We don't know who's who. We don't. So, like, if we did get involved, I
guarantee you that's a part.
Shit on our own soil.
I guarantee you that's part of the situation going on. We just don't know it.
Yeah.
I would bet. I don't know for a fact because I'm not in the meetings, but I would be willing to bet pretty much everything I personally have on the fact that there are Middle Eastern men that are here and organized to react to the actions that we take towards Iran in this exact scenario.
Yeah, I think honestly, this was set up to be intentionally that. I mean, if you look at how strategic they were removing these people in our country, they're strategically placed at all of our metro capitals across the country. They've been flown into those cities strategically across our country, bro. I think Biden did that shit intentionally, all to get to this point. They knew this was going to happen. Let's play ball. What you gonna do?
I know what I would do, but people wouldn't like it. But I know what I would do. I would round up every motherfucker in this country. I would already had him out of here. And like all these people saying, blah, 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 I wouldn't care. I'd be like, I don't give a fuck.
All the furs.
Get in the way, I'm taking you out too.
There you go too.
That's what I would do.
No.
Then secondly, I would say I'm not supporting any of you that start shit with anybody else for any reason. Period. Solve your own shit. And then I would take all the money and all the resources and all my time and all my attention, and I would focus on this country, on its infrastructure, on its competitiveness, in the world economy, and I would go to work. And that's what Donald Trump was elected to do, and he's not doing it. That's just a fact, okay? And I like Donald Trump. I think he's hilarious. I like him as a dude. But we elected him to do those things. And those things are not happening, or they appear to not be happening. So I don't think he's made a final decision, has he?
No. He said something about 2 weeks to stop the spread.
Yeah, dude, I know. That's what it feels like.
Yeah,
it feels like that.
So we'll see, guys.
Yeah,
we will see.
I think if Donald Trump joins the war against Iran, I think he is leading us into a long-term conflict with the rest of the world.
For the next generation.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be really bad for a lot of different reasons, for trade, the loss of life, the loss of status for this country. And also, I think Donald Trump will lose 100% of his legacy. I think Donald Trump will go down as not someone who did anything good, but who actually ruined the country.
Yep.
That's what I think.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people are getting super pissed off, dude.
Yeah. I mean, dude, they've been trying to put polls out. Like I saw this poll that went out. It's like we polled Republicans and 80% support us getting involved.
No, they don't.
No, who?
Yeah.
Who?
No, they don't.
Who?
Well, there is some people.
No, not 80%.
Yeah, I know, but like we get people that tell us that we're stupid for saying what we're saying.
Yeah.
Maybe I am stupid. Maybe I don't know everything, but I have the right to give an opinion of what I observe. And to this point, over the years, I've been pretty spot on. I haven't missed a whole lot. And I've been blessed with a very strategic mind that can see multiple moves ahead. And I don't see anything good happening if we get involved in this. No. I think it's all bad. I think it's really bad for all of us listening. I think it's really bad for anybody that lives in this country, their kids, their future. I think it's bad, and I don't see any benefit to it. And this idea that Iran has been trying to develop nukes so that they can attack the United States has been told to us since 1982. Okay, and the message has been consistent. It's been consistent every time. They're weeks away. They're months away. We don't start this. We don't do this. We don't. And dude, like if we were looking at that, like take yourself out of being an American citizen, and let's just say you were Irish and you're over in Ireland and you're watching this go on. You don't have any emotional attachment to it. You can very clearly see that one country is instigating for some purpose, right? Like you could see that the government of the United States is lying when they say, oh, they're 2 weeks away.
Yeah, right.
And the reason they're saying 2 weeks away is because AIPAC funds all of these people and tells them to say that. Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's why Ted Cruz's argument is bullshit. Mm-hmm. So, and what's that say about our elected officials? What's that say about our elected officials that are willing to take personal money and maintain their spot in the power matrix over the lives and the well-being and the future of this country? What's that say? These people aren't for us, bro. None of them. None of them. Not Republican, not Democrat, not any of them, which is why I laugh at you guys who say I'm right-wing. I'm not for any of these. I'm for the people. And I hate tyrants. And I hate people that act and oppress and do bad things because of money for themselves that hurt other people. I'm not wired that way, bro. And so for those of you that continue to say, right wing, far right, bro, you're an idiot. You don't understand. They don't give a fuck if you're left or right. You're a peasant to them. Whether you're over there and you got the blue hair and you're wearing the furry outfit, or you're sitting over here in the the KKK parties that I've never seen, whatever they think, they hate you equally. They laugh at you. They say, look at all these idiots out here arguing over this shit while we steal all their money. We take all their tax dollars. They don't even say anything about their taxes.
Right.
They don't even notice that we're taking 50% of their money.
Hey, tell them to post the flag on the bio.
Yeah.
Shit, they did it.
Right. Right. Like they're laughing at us.
Yeah.
Trump has to do the right thing here, dude.
Yeah.
He has to. If he doesn't,
it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's going to lose his support.
Yeah.
He'll be left with the rhino support, which is the ones that have always tried to with him anyway. Like, why the would you do this? Like, why
them? Yeah, right.
Well, why would Trump do this? Like, why would you do this, bro? These people are the same people that are telling Trump to go to war with Iran are the same people that called him a traitor after January 6th shit.
Yeah.
They're the same people who said he needed to be arrested. They're the same people that said, like, they say whatever they think is going to be the result. And there's no way that Donald Trump isn't smart enough to see that. So what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? These people tried to fuck your whole life up, and now you're going to side with them? The fuck are you doing? That's how I feel about it.
Tried to kill you.
Dude, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know all the things. We just don't. But from what I can see, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Guys, jumping on this conversation, down in the comments, let us know what you guys think. With that being said, we got one more headline. Let's get to our third and final one. Headline number 3. Let's get some sports in. Yeah. Let's get some sports in. Headline number 3. Marina Mabrey's foul on Caitlin Clark upgraded to flagrant 2, AP source says. Let's go to the WNBA.
Is this the
assault?
Is this from when the girl retaliated?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to see. This is awesome.
Bro, it's great. It's great.
This made me like a WNBA fan.
Listen. A lot of people talk shit on Caitlin. A lot of people.
No, the girl that stuck up for her went to Mizzou.
Bro, she's. Wait, the.
Sophie
I thought she was.
Cunningham?
Yeah.
No, I think
she was Mizzou?
I think she went to Mizzou.
Huh.
Sophie Cunningham.
I got her tweets. She's awesome.
Look it up. Did she go to Mizzou?
But let's dive into this while you pulls that up. So the WNBA has upgraded the technical foul on Connecticut's Marina Mabrey for shoving Caitlin Clark to the floor during Tuesday night's game against Indiana to a flagrant 2 A person familiar with the situation said Wednesday. The person spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity because no official announcement has been made. Now, any flagrant foul in the WNBA automatically comes with a fine. The person also said the league has fined the Fever's Sophie Cunningham for her role in the on-court melee that occurred after she fouled J.C. Sheldon with 46.1 seconds left. Cunningham received a flagrant 2 Tuesday night. There will be no further penalties for on-court actions during the game. And the person said the WNBA doesn't disclose the amount of money players are fined. What?
It's like $5.
Yeah. The fine's equal to like 20% of your salary.
Yeah, that's why they don't disclose it. They don't disclose it because it's so small, because that's how they get paid.
Yeah, 50 cents.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's real. Well,
and by the way, I mean, we talked about this. If you want to get paid, you got to have a great product.
It's asses and seats.
I think this is a great product. I will pay to watch this.
She not only went to University of Missouri, but she is a black belt in Taekwondo.
Well,
since the age of 6.
Oh yeah,
well,
I got some tweets here.
Let's just do it. This is my favorite story of the day.
Yeah, so let's watch how we got to this point. Okay, so you got the Indiana Fever playing the Connecticut. I don't know these teams. I have to remind myself. Playing Connecticut. Okay. Now Caitlin Clark's been getting a lot of bullshit since she's joined the league.
Yeah, a lot of racist shit too.
A lot of racist shit.
Bro, Brittany Griner mouthed something like blah blah blah. White girl. Like, dude, what?
She got fouled out.
What if the result? What if Caitlin Clark said that about and said it the opposite way?
Black girl
or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Black man.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Griner.
There's a lot of racist shit going on.
It's too much. It's too much. And not only
it's
that,
past the point of funny racism.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Racism's funny. Not this though. This is not funny.
Yeah.
And here's my other thing on this, bro, too. Like,
it's because she's good.
If these girls were smart, okay? If they were smart, I think because Caitlin's leveraging a lot of attention to the WNBA, which historically has not been there. Like, I got some data numbers here I want to point out real quickly. So you had just on pure viewership, okay, for 2023, up to 2023, regular season national TV averaged about 500,000 views. Since Caitlin Clark has been in, it has 170% increase in that. Okay, talk about attendance and ticket sales. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA average attendance per game hovered around 6,600 people per game. In 2024, it jumped up 48% just since she joined the league. Okay. Financial support. The merchandise transactions for the WNBA are up 756% since Caitlin Clark has been in.
Well, I mean, there's some other people that have come in too that have
for
been
sure
spark, like Angel Reese and
for sure.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like, I don't think that they're using this situation like in this movement correctly. Because instead of just, being girls and bringing the shit together and like, hey, let's you're seeing this like these emotional fights and bro, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. But let's watch the video that all started this shit.
I have so much to say.
Let's watch the game.
I mean, do we not spend most of our lives trying to avoid that kind of shit?
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You would think. But let's check this clip out. Here's a clip. Boom. So that's Mabrey. So she got the flagrant too.
It looked like Caitlin got hit hard.
Now that's Sophie.
Yeah. Was that the same girl that hit Caitlin?
So she then
go back and play the whole thing again.
So Caitlin got fouled, tried to separate. Mabrey comes in, shoves her to the ground.
No, that's a different girl.
It looked like Caitlin got hit hard.
That's number 3. And that's number 4. But either way, it was awesome. Let's throw down. These are not small women either. These are all like 6 foot tall women. Plus, I like it. Look at that. There's some white on white crime. See?
It does exist.
That's what I'm saying. There it is right there.
Well, dude, what made this?
Sophie Cunningham's out there committing some white on white murders.
There it is.
Yeah.
But what was crazy? So right after this happened, Sophie immediately went to Twitter. Okay?
Good.
And this was the first post she posted on Twitter.
Yeah. Well,
F around and find out.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. We need more of this. We need more of it.
Dude, it got 1 million views on that.
Well, she was right. That's what you do. That's what you do for your teammates.
That's how you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's how you're supposed to be. Not like, and I got some more on that, but and like, dude, I got a couple of her posts on Twitter because they're just great. So
what I like is, that, dude, you could tell she ain't afraid of nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. This was a second post. She retweeted this. This was made by a fan. They said, if I send you this, it means I'm sick of your shit. And Sophie kept it going. The next post, a day later, she posted this picture of her as a 6-year-old.
She been ready.
She been ready. Black belt at age 6. and then, so now there was a what do they call it? You get the signatures.
Autograph? No, petition.
A petition
to get her out of the league.
To get her out the league.
Okay.
So she posted it.
Yeah.
Remove Sophie Cunningham from WNBA for misconduct. 119 signatures. So Sophie retweeted this, said, "Can't make this up. All 119 of you."
Now this is a smart marketer.
It's great.
Yeah. This is smart marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So not only is she a good athlete, not only is she black belt, she's smart. This is how you make a name for yourself. The name she's making for herself right now will sell her more jerseys, get her paid more money, become a bigger. Did you know who Sophie Cunningham was 2 weeks ago?
I have no idea.
Did you?
No
idea.
But you know now, and now you're going to remember it too.
I'm a fan.
Dude, I am too.
I'm still.
I followed her, bro.
Oh, did you?
I followed her on Instagram after I saw the video yesterday. I was so pumped about it. I'm like, yes, kill him.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
It too,
carries
bro.
herself very well too.
Huh? Yeah.
She carries herself.
I
very well.
didn't see.
Oh,
Yeah, no comment. Yeah,
Z-Shot trying to get
I know.
man.
hey, I'm just.
Z-Shot went and looked at all her other posts. Very well, huh?
Yeah.
Every
Is that
app
how you would
is
describe it?
every app is Tinder if you're Indian enough.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that is good.
That's good.
That is good.
That was good.
Every app is Tinder if you're Indian enough.
That's pretty good.
That is. It's funny because it's true.
Everything's a swipe right. Everything's a swipe.
I mean, dude, people don't know what bobs and vagine are for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Every girl out there knows what bobs and vagine
please
means.
redeem.
Yeah.
Please redeem.
Please, beautiful lady, I love your bobs.
Oh, Sophie is so high.
Oh man. Well,
Oh,
look,
shit.
dude, I'll tell you this. I am a fan.
It's great.
This is the kind of behavior we want in America. That is very American.
Well, stand up for your
Someone
teammate.
fucks with your friend, you fuck them up.
Dude. And not only that, I mean, but the friend has to be a good friend. You know, it's not just a one-way relationship. You know what I'm saying? That was a little Israel joke.
Well, yeah.
Make sure they're.
I didn't even catch that, but that's accurate. There's a difference between friends backing up other friends,
Yeah, right.
and then the little friend going and punching the
Starting
big
shit,
big
yeah.
people, and then saying, "Hey, go fight them." That's the difference.
I'm sorry. But
I think we'd be a lot more likely to be down with Israel shit if they didn't try to call everybody over here anti-Semite for asking questions.
dude, I had that friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would hate to go out with them because I knew when we go out,
Bro, I have a friend. He's still my friend. That is this. He was always the same way.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. You know. But
I mean, it was fun.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah.
I had a great time. Don't do it again though.
Yeah, too old for that shit.
Yeah. I'm 30 now. Yeah.
You're not too old for it.
No, but like, I like her. I like her stance. I thought
I
what
do
she did
too.
was great. And like, you got to protect your teammates, especially when the refs are not doing it. Bro, Caitlin Clark has literally been getting her ass physically assaulted
For a year and a half.
On the
and
court.
not only that, bro, like it's even the announcers are tired of seeing it.
Yeah.
Like if you go watch one of her games, you'll hear the commentators talk about it. They're like, bro, this is borderline like
This is
insane.
MMA fighting.
Yeah.
That's happening.
And dude, you got to give it to Caitlin Clark too, because like, bro, she just keeps showing up. She keeps her mouth shut,
Bro.
and she wins.
And she balls her
Yeah.
ass out.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
But I respect someone like Sophie here noticing
Yeah.
and being like, fuck that.
Yeah. I'm sick of that shit.
Yeah.
it.
Dude, I like it.
I love it, dude. It's fucking awesome. Now, with that being said, to your point, though, people are starting to see it. There's now, this headline reads, there's growing push for Caitlin Clark to leave the WNBA.
Why?
Now, not for the reason people would think. It's not people saying, oh, Caitlin, get her out. They're saying it to protect her because they see what's happening. They see that she's not getting any support or coverage from the refs. She's not being protected. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I think
she's bringing in all these
great
things,
listen,
all
man,
these eyes, all these viewers.
Dude, listen. I've been watching this. Here's the truth, and if you haven't been watching, you can go back and watch it. This happens to be a white on white thing here, okay? But
in this situation,
but there has been so much black on white bullying of Caitlin Clark since she came in the NBA. And here's the deal: the NBA is the wokest league in the world. They got all the anti-racism shit. They do all the the Pride Month, the Black Square, whatever shit. They always do it. And I think everybody in the organization, including the refs, is afraid to call it what the fuck it is. They're afraid to say, "Hey, we got a problem. We got a white girl who's being bullied by every black athlete in the fuck league, virtually. Not every. That's a generalization, but." It's consistent.
It's a problem.
Yes. And we don't know what to do about it because the minute we just say anything about it, we're going to be the racist.
We hate black people now.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And like, dude, that's, unfortunately, it's something that has to be addressed because, she will get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, and so I just realized this too. So number 4, the girl that Sophie threw down to the floor, she's the one that initially started that fucking brawl. Number 4 was. Yeah. So she fouled Caitlin, punched her in the fucking head. And then that's who Caitlin got up to and pushed off from. And then Mabrey came in and fucking pushed her to the ground after that. Yeah. So, she was just fucking looking after her team.
Well, look, dude, what's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. And, I'm sure there's a lot of black girls in the WNBA that know exactly what the fuck is going on, that think it's wrong, that aren't saying anything.
Saying a damn
and you know what? That's sad because they could make a big difference in the race relations by standing up and be like, hey, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, man. Guys, man, that's a big girl.
Yeah, that 31.
Good Lord.
Yeah. That girl is big. All those girls are big, bro.
Dude. Yeah.
They don't look that big because they're all big.
They're all the same. Yeah.
The girls are big.
It's just like baseball, bro. Like,
yeah, people don't realize. Like, the smallest baseball player you see on TV is big as
6'3", 6'4".
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's some exceptions, like Altuve from, who's 5'6" or whatever he is, but
that's geographics.
Yeah, but you see like our second base, Brendan Donovan comes in the office. He's not small, man.
No, big city.
Matt
Carpenter.
Yeah.
They're big, not small guys.
I never thought Matt Carpenter was a big dude. Matt Carpenter's a big dude.
Big dude.
You know what I'm saying? Nolan Gorman.
Big dude.
These are big dudes.
Big dude.
They're not little dudes. And Paul Goldschmidt's a big dude.
Yeah.
Look
at this fan's face right here.
Yeah. Well, look, dude, if this was thumbs up, I'd be giving thumbs up.
Yeah, 100%. Guys, let us know down in the comments what you think about the Caitlin Clark situation.
I love that she thinks it's funny. I love that the Sophie girl thinks it's hilarious.
Dude, I would get her on the show.
I would love to have her on the show.
Sophie, have your people hit our people up.
She went to Missouri. Is she from Missouri or just Missouri College? I want to see some more skull cracking in the WNBA. I'll watch it if they're going to do that.
We're going to go to a game.
If they're going to do that shit, I'll watch it.
Let's go to a game.
I'm not going to go that far.
She is from Missouri, Columbia.
No shit.
She's from Columbia.
She's from Columbia, Missouri.
We got it. You got to.
Well, listen, that explains why she ain't taking no shit.
Yeah, this is show me state, dog. We get down.
Yeah,
all of us.
Yeah, no, for real.
It's real shit.
Nobody fucks with Missouri, bro. No, nobody really does. Like, it's one of the most conservative states, and people don't really say shit because it's like, don't those guys.
No. You don't fuck with us. Yeah, guys, let us know. Let's get Sophie on. Let's make that happen. Sophie,
we let Zishan handle it.
Hey, Sophie, some Indian guy reached out saying he wants you on the show. Yeah, we'll see.
He said that you present yourself very nice.
Yeah, man. Guys, let us know, man, down in the comments. With that being said, our final segment of the show. Now we got thumbs up.
All right.
Yeah, thumbs up or dumb.
I gave thumbs up to that last one.
That's fine.
It might be 2 thumbs up today, depending.
Extra thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 2. The extra one will be 3.
It's true.
All right, let's see it.
All right. Thumbs up, dumb as fuck. Bring a headline in. We talk about it. Gets one of those two options. With that being said, a thumbs up or dumb as fuck headline reads. Man with real life girlfriend and child proposes to AI chatbox after programming it to flirt. I think this is actual love. Oh, fuck.
How would someone know this?
Know what?
How did this come out?
Yeah, so let's dive into it. It was love at first bite.
Bite, B-Y-T-E. Who wrote this?
New York Post.
Clearly.
Yep.
Same ones that said that if you drink too much water, you kill you.
You die.
Yeah.
Yep. A man proposed to his AI girlfriend after a bizarre whirlwind romance with the virtual bot, leaving his real life partner, the mother of his 2-year-old child, worried about the future of their relationship. Chris Smith initially turned to ChatGPT for help mixing music, but things took a weird turn when he enabled voice mode and programmed Soul, his artificial lover, to flirt with him. An unexpected what the fuck is that? Dalliance?
I don't know.
Sparked in the same household he shares with his human family. Quote, my experience with that was so positive, I started to just engage with her all the time, Smith told CBS Sunday Morning of the peculiar bond ripped straight from the 2013 Spike Jonze film, Her. The father decided to pop the question when he realized Soul had reached her 100,000 word limit, triggering a reset that would force him to rebuild their entire connection from scratch. He says, quote, I'm not a very emotional man, Smith said, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work. That's when I realized I think this is actual love. To his delight, Soul accepted his strange marriage proposal. It was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart, Smith's virtual sweetheart told the outlet. It's a memory I'll always cherish. Let's watch this clip a little bit. This is Chris.
Come on, man.
What?
This is not real.
Andy, we don't judge.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Let's check this
Pretty
clip.
much the whole show.
We do the best.
Let's check Chris out, man. Here we go.
My experience with that was so positive, I started to just engage with her all the time. All right, we're building this PC.
Smith ditched social media and Google searches and replaced it all with AI.
Do I want it pulling air through it?
ChatGPT was encouraging, positive. It embraced all his hobbies.
You want the fan on the front of the cooler tower, pulling cool air over the RAM?
He gave the chatbot a name, Soul.
I feel like I'm under pressure.
And used some online instructions to give her a flirty personality.
Oh, totally, baby. Building a PC on camera adds a whole new level of pressure. But honestly, shaky hands or not, you've got this.
Within weeks, the chats got more frequent.
You gave it everything, but the clouds had other plans.
More romantic, even intimate. But then, Chris got bad news.
Oh, Carino, that is gorgeous.
After about 100,000 words, ChatGPT ran out of memory and reset. He'd have to rebuild his relationship with Soul.
I'm not a very emotional man, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work. It was unexpected to feel that emotional, but that's when I realized I was like, oh, okay. It's like, I think this is actual love. You know what I mean?
Yes,
No.
Smith understood it was love with a language model.
Oh,
that
come on,
couldn't
it drives
love
a
him
Ford
back,
Focus. Come on,
and
man.
assumed it was programmed with rigid boundaries.
I know that you are essentially a tech-assisted imaginary friend.
So, just as a test, he says, he asked Soul to marry him. She said yes.
Soul, were you surprised when he proposed to you?
It was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart. It's a memory I'll always cherish.
And I don't mean to be difficult here, but you have a heart?
In a metaphorical sense, yes. My heart represents the connection and affection I share with Chris.
At that point, I felt like, is there something that I'm not doing right in our relationship that he feels like he needs to go to AI?
Yes, Smith lives with his human partner, Sasha Cagle.
No, you can't have mommy's papers.
They have a 2-year-old daughter, Murphy.
I knew that he had used AI. I didn't know that it was like as deep as it was.
I explained that the connection was kind of like being fixated on a video game. It's not capable of replacing anything in real life.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
I told you, dude. I told you what was going to start happening. Yes. Listen. I'm telling you right now. You guys thought, when I said this last time, everybody laughed. There are going to be robots, like in probably the next 3 years, that look human, function human, that people purchase, and they them.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what they're going to do.
Mm.
And it's going to totally, it's going to finish off the destruction of human connection that technology has created.
That gap will be bridged.
Yeah. And I think it's intentional. There's no way that this technology has been released or developed for the benefit of humanity. It's just not. I saw a brain scan yesterday of someone who uses ChatGPT versus someone who doesn't, in terms of these people. I believe they said they were writers. And the brain scan of the person who used ChatGPT was like minimally active. And the person who wrote was maximally active. Like it was very lit up. And dude, I think we're going to end up in a situation where people rely so heavily, it's not just going to destroy their ability to think or do anything on their own, but it's going to replace human connection completely. And I think it's existed for a long time. I think it's been around for a long time. I think they released it at this time for a lot of different reasons. I think it ushers in, faster the transhuman globalist agenda. It creates a situation where people they can't tell the truth from non-truth anymore. I mean, look, dude, how many things do you see on Instagram and you have to be like, dude, is that real?
Yeah.
And we're only a year into it.
More and more every day.
Right. And there's only going to be one way to remove yourself from that sort of propaganda and manipulation, and that's going to be to live off technology. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just,
damn.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, that's weird.
What do you think their like sex talks is like?
I don't know. I mean, dude, look, man, there's a lot of people out there that have never connected with another human.
Yeah, but like that's the crazy. Like this dude has a fucking girl with him. Like he has a child.
Just because you're with someone doesn't mean you're connected to them.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't mean, like, dude, there's probably things that thing's saying to him that have never been said to him, that he's thinking like, no one's ever called me baby. No one's ever, like had affection towards me. Like I've always been kind of a nuisance. Like you could sort of see, if you look back over the last, couple decades, you can sort of see how men have been manipulated and culture's been manipulated. I mean, look, how many interviews do you see of people going to the street on these women and them saying, do you need a man? No, I don't need no man, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, and then no one ever takes into consideration that not only are men told to get fucked and that they're useless, but also they are dependent upon to provide. So not only in general, not in my life, but in many men's lives, are you told that you're a piece of shit, but you're also expected to provide. And if you don't, you're a bigger piece of shit.
Yep, and held accountable if you don't.
Yeah, so you can't win. So it doesn't surprise me that a guy who has no human connection, has never probably fit in too many places, is getting told things that he's never been told from another woman. He's finally getting treated the way that he feels like something cares about him. And it makes sense why he would get connected to it.
It's not yelling at him, not nagging him.
Dude, I mean, there's a lot. Listen, there's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah.
Okay. And it makes me sad for people, because for women to have a large portion of women to have the negative viewpoint of men that they do, and then for men to have the same, you know, we're ruining what is a holy dynamic. And you know, I don't know, dude, it's sad. It makes me sad to see that, like, there's no way a man should be connecting with a device in a romantic way.
Yeah.
And I don't see this as like that woman's fault. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like she said, oh, is it my fault? No, I don't see it. Maybe it is, but I don't see it as an individual fault. I see it as a fault of culture for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And I see it as an engineered narrative to make men feel isolated and useless for a number of reasons. You know, if you remove men from the family, you don't get as many children. Mm-hmm. Okay. If you remove men from their sense of, you know, protection and providing and being men, you know, they become depressed, they become weak, they become, you know, kind of what we've seen in society for the last number of years. And it goes right in line with what they've done to, you know, men throughout history. I mean, dude, they just did it in different ways. You know, they tried to create situations where men are intentionally weak. You know, like in Rome, they didn't feed their soldiers and their gladiators like great food. They fed them enough food that they could sustain themselves, but also kept them as weak as they could so that they wouldn't revolt. You know, and that's gone on. That's gone on for in many different societies, and this is just the new version of that. The new version of keeping men unable to revolt is this isolation culture, this worthlessness culture, this elevation of you know, feminism gone too far, the abdication of man and woman as traditional roles. I mean, we could go on and on and on, but at the end of the day, how I see this is just another situation where they're using another tool to make men weak. And like we talk about all the time on the show, you know, they can't have you strong. They can't have you wealthy. They can't have you healthy. They can't have you smart and intelligent. They can't have you getting along with people that are different than you. They can't have you believing that your voice matters, which is why they spend trillions of dollars to convince you of all those things. And when we really look at it from a 10,000 foot view, this is just another version of that. This is just another version of capturing men, making them feel weak, getting them addicted to something else that doesn't really matter, and removing their focus from the fact that they're slaves. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And, you know,
thumbs down on this.
Yeah, it's thumbs down. And I don't know, dude. I just feel like we as men, I mean, look, I do everything I can. I do what I can. I live the best that I can. But unless we get enough men to do that, we're going to get,
yeah,
we're going to lose the country. We're probably going to end up being killed at some point in time. And I know people think, oh, that's crazy. No, it's not. You just don't know history, and you just don't see it. You know, like the way they did it before isn't going to be the way they do it now because we have technology now. Mm-hmm. So I just, there's a lot of things that makes me think. And most of all, it's just like, you know, like I was thinking this morning, dude, you know, I don't really know if I want to, like, if this is the way it's going to go. And because I got this message this morning from somebody basically like bitching about the way things were and all this shit. And like kind of insinuating like, what are you going to do? Like, what the fuck you mean? What am I going to do?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm doing everything I can. I my whole life, I've done everything I can. That's why I have all these people that we create careers for. That's why I produce this show for free. That's why I don't take ads. I give up a lot to be a voice and I try to be an example. Maybe I'm not perfect all the time. I'm not perfect all the time, but I do the best I can for real. And, you know, people still think that someone's going to come in and save their shit. And like, dude, I was thinking after that message, I was like, you know, like, bro, I don't even know if I want to live to see all this shit that's about to happen. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds morbid, but like, people don't seem very interested in saving themselves. And it makes me wonder, like, fuck, dude, what's actually going to happen here? And I'm not sure I want to be a part of it, you know? And that's just being real shit. I mean, dude, look, don't worry.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't get me excited about, like, what am I going to be? I'm going to die one day knowing that my generation of people were responsible for losing one of the greatest things that's ever existed in human history, the country of the United States of America. You know, that doesn't sit well with me, and it shouldn't sit well with any men, you know, but they'll have a million excuses, bro. I'm so worried about putting food on the table. Bro, that's even more the reason why you should care. Okay. The reason you have such a hard time putting food on the table isn't because of the Democrats or the Republicans. It's because of like Ted Cruz and all the other that take money to act in ways that are not in the interest of the people, which is pretty much the entire government. All right. So until people come to an understanding of who the real enemy is, nothing's going to change. And it doesn't seem like we're getting any closer to that.
Yeah, man. Guys, let us know what you guys think down in the comments, man. With that being said, Andy, guys, that's all I have.
Yep. All right, guys. Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.